Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another free pre-market broadcast. It is the 26th of August, and hopefully by now everyone knows exactly what we're up to. But I get a few members of the team from IU, and we just run through our watch lists and basically our plans for the day. Wherever you're watching, YouTube, X, whatever it is, do me a massive favor, please, and just hit that like button, retweet button, subscribe button, whatever button it is, just give it a tap for me, please. Just before we get stuck in, just a quick disclaimer: this video is for information education purposes only. These are not buy or sell recommendations. All right, cool. Let's get stuck in. Judah, take it away.
Yep. Good morning. So starting off here with some catalyst, SATS pretty much gapping up over, yearly, this big yearly base coming out of, pretty much breaking out to all-time highs. Prior to today's press release, it was about an $8.5 billion market cap, and they had this AT&T deal for $23 billion. So if it builds over these prior keys of, the 45 level or, 50, then I will look for some area to join. Otherwise, delayed reaction if it holds up. SMTC, just one that had earnings last night. Been a pretty good grinder, put in this little base, and now it's gapping up through. So I'm just going to keep an eye on that, see if there's any opportunity there. FSLR in the solar space, a lot of solar names starting to move. So keeping an eye on this, double inside day, decreasing volume. If that pivots up through, the prior day's highs, then I'd be interested in that. EOSE, just pretty much basing up here now. Looking for a, push through the 640 level. Just, higher lows and technically just been in this, this base since January. So pretty big level here. 2022 was the last time that we were at these highs. So if we could perk up through there, I'd be interested. BMNR is one that I want to watch for a reversal back to the upside. Either another day of low volume and inside day, or we push through today. If we look back at like E-through, the 2x Ether ETF, we could see that yesterday gave back a lot of the gains from Friday, but the volume was pretty low, and if we could put another inside day or start to reverse, then I think BMNR is worth watching here. Pretty good grind up, pull back a little bit, and now we're just holding up here. So I want to see that reverse, take out 55s and potentially end up higher. These two over here are recent smaller cap movers that I don't know how interested I am, but I'm just going to keep an eye out on them. GXAI had this PR last week. We had, much lower volume, liquidity trap the following, 2 days later. Then we start pulling back on 2 days of decreasing volume again. So potentially another, liquidity trap setting up here, and just ends up becoming one of those, potential perpetual squeezers. And we could use these keys back here to, get some good gauge on that. And then BTAI had some press releases back here to get it going, had earnings over here, had more PRs over here, and just pretty much, holding up, soaking 450s. The volume here is great. Every time, pushes up, we got good green volume, pullbacks on lower volume, pushing on higher volume, and again, just decreasing volume. So potentially something there over the 520s. And then things that we went over yesterday, Josh, I know, was on RR from Sunday night, and they had an 8K out yesterday with a major retailer. They didn't mention who that was, but that kicked it off, got it going. And just pretty much just been in the 6-month base, SOUN, very similar over here. And now we may just be getting into that first stage of this potential move. And something else that looks great is Tesla. Little bit of a cup long handle. If we go into much larger time frames, if we could go into the monthly, we could pretty much just see that we're holding inside months now. And this thing looks great, and everyone's looking forward to the Tesla robotics. So if Tesla starts to move on that, then I think RR would get some great sympathy. So RR Tesla still a great MBIS IPO earnings gap that is now just steadily pulling back, and we may be turning up for that next leg. MP kind of perked up yesterday. This sort of reminded me a bit like SMR back over here, where we soak that moving average and we start to get a good reversal. And then UNH, just another one that is really just holding up now, where like 7 days tight, decreasing volume, beautiful base, and if that could perk back up through 305, then I think we could see a really nice move back to maybe mid 300s, or even over the long run high 300s. So that's pretty much what I got this morning. A lot to cover. I'm gonna pass it over to Josh.
Yeah. Good morning. I'm also looking at SATS. This is one of the largest spectrum deals in history. Like Judah said, they're doing it with AT&T. The first 30 minutes, I want to see if shorts are getting trapped. I see that this is really easy to borrow. So people that just keep hitting this, thinking that it's going to automatically retrace this entire move, that seems to be pretty game changing for the stock. I'm going to see if they can get maybe wash out on 48, 47, and then get people maybe stuck for an all-day move. I like to see things gapping up above all-time highs, and it's easy to borrow, and there's major game-changing news, so it's kind of like a triple catalyst for me. Sedge, I'm going to be watching these with the solar names. Runs seems to still be the strongest one. Closed at the high of day yesterday after a little washout inside the last daily bar, and can continue on. RR, if this continues to get going, I think we could see over 3 fast. Small caps have been getting some love. This had news yesterday. I was on this yesterday. And then the last one will be XPEV. China, it has small little pullback on a massively decreased volume. This name's been in a nice trend with other EVs in China, and is probably the strongest EV China name on my board. So I'm going to keep an eye on this for a potential trend day. And on the short side of things, I'm going to be watching. I was watching for it yesterday. It didn't really do anything. Didn't move meaningfully enough to the upside or get enough traction for me to take a long. But this is how I want to express a short through MSTR bet. So if we have Bitcoin, trading down, getting heavy under 109,000, this getting over ideally 510. With some speed and momentum, I would be interested in this and expressing a short. Palantir also yesterday that I took off my board. This is still going to be in play to me if it keeps living below the 30, and especially if we stay under 154, which is a 50-day moving average. It's definitely something that I like to see. Something that has a sharp pull from all-time highs, break the 50, bounce, and then retest it multiple times, and then eventually fail, and then it gets heavier, and those dip buyers become sellers. So I'll be looking there on the short side too. And now I'll pass this to Emil to finish it up.
All right, thank you. Morning, everyone. So I'm going to watch ALLR this morning. I would really like to see a speed up towards 250. We shall see. I'm going to watch any blow off after the open. I'm not going to touch it now, but if it's going to speed up and stuff, then definitely going to be interested to be there. So any speed up of the price in the first few minutes, I'm going to be interested in this stuff. Then if it's going to be really heavy and going to lose these levels, then I'm going to be working it on pops and cover along the way, not really looking to hold it for all day fade, but rather trade around core and then watch pops. Open, another one I'm watching this morning, had a nice breakout yesterday, but definitely failed here. We shall see if this one is going to hold in the next few days. But up to that point, at this stage, I'm going to be interested in a short. So any push above 5, something between 5 and 525-ish area, I am going to be interested in getting a short position, risking more or less these levels. So I wouldn't really like to see reclaiming all the way up. But if the price is going to speed up after the open in the first half or 1 hour, then I'm going to be interested in a short trade there. Also looking at IVVD. This one is giving up in pre-market, so I'm going to watch previous levels. So any pops against VWAP, I'm going to be interested. I'm going to give room pretty much against pre-market highs. So not really looking to, cover in case it's going to push against these levels. So actually this one, it's a big level. So any push above VWAP plus, I'm going to be interested in building up a position, and obviously would really like to see some sort of weakness in order to add more and looking for more unwind. Then also looking at RDDT, Reddit. This one, in my book, it's looking pretty weak, despite the fact that it's looking like might build up here, but mostly looking at this level, and as long as it's going to pop, and we already had a pop here and being rejected, I'm going to treat this one as a short. So any push and fail against these levels, I'm going to be interested in a short position. Also, Roblox, it's pretty similar. Again, reclaiming these levels, I'm going to watch for any stuff, risking more or less 135-ish. So this is a type of setup that I'm looking for a swing, and it's clearly that broke this trend and now reclaiming these liquidity areas. So any fails here, I'm going to be interested in building a short position and looking for more unwind. PLTR, it's sort of similar, broke the trend. This is probably the worst stock to fight on the short side, but as long as it's not going to reclaim these levels and show some strength in the tape, and also the volume, it's not picking up, I'm looking at pops and then some fails. And to be quite honest, I would really like to swing it over, but really needs to show some weakness and then break under 140 and then stay there, not keep reclaiming it. So yeah, these are the names that I'm watching for short. Also looking at China names, Josh went over. Baba, it's looking pretty neat. Nice base here, and apparently trying to break this range. PDD, similar thing here. Big base here with a breakout. We shall see if this one is going to build up. This is more of a big picture type of trade, trades that these China names are pretty much all over the place. So it's not that you have to keep the stop tight. So looking at big picture and then see if it's going to work or not. And Baidu is the last one I'm watching. These big downtrend with some sort of a breakout here. We shall see if in the next few days the volume is going to pick up and then has some follow through, but definitely interested in getting a long trade on trades on this China sector. So yeah, pretty much that's what I have for today, guys. Good luck. And Sam, you can wrap up.
Fantastic. Thank you, Emil. Thank you, Judah. And thank you, Josh. As I said, we do this something very similar every single day at exactly the same time, 8:45. If you are interested in more or joining us, then links are on the screen, or head across to investorsunderground.com. All right, cool. Thank you everyone for watching. Remember, hit that like, retweet button.